Life on Earth really hinges on a chemical puzzle that honestly seems impossible to solve. The very air we breathe is packed with a nutrient we all need, but most living things are basically starving for it. So today, we're going to unlock the secret of how two pretty rare metals hold the key to this whole paradox, and really to life itself.
Go ahead, take a deep breath. Now, you probably think you just inhaled a lungful of oxygen, right? But nope, a whopping 78% of our atmosphere is actually nitrogen gas. It is literally everywhere, in what feels like a totally endless supply. But this huge abundance is hiding a massive paradox. And that leads to this really fundamental question. If we are swimming in a sea of nitrogen, why do farmers have to spend billions of dollars on nitrogen fertilizers? Why is this stuff, this essential nutrient, so incredibly hard for plants and animals to actually get a hold of? Well, the answer lies in a tiny but unbelievably strong chemical bond.
To really get to the bottom of this, we first need to break down what is a fundamental problem for all of biology. We call it the nitrogen paradox. This weird situation where the most common gas in our air is also one of the most useless.
See, the nitrogen floating around in the air, that's N2, is made of two nitrogen atoms that are locked together by one of the strongest bonds in all of nature, a triple bond. It is incredibly stable. Think of it like a super secure vault holding a priceless treasure. For most living things, that vault is completely unbreakable, which makes all that nitrogen in the atmosphere biologically useless.
So, how in the world did life solve this impossible problem? Well, not with brute force, but with absolute elegance and precision. It evolved these microscopic, highly specialized tools, life's molecular machines.
So on one side, you've got the challenge, that ridiculously stable N2 molecule. And on the other, you've got life's genius answer, specialized enzymes that perform a process we call nitrogen fixation. These enzymes are basically nature's master locksmiths. They are able to pick that triple bond lock and turn that useless nitrogen gas into ammonia, a form that life can actually work with. And it turns out these master locksmiths have a secret weapon. The vast majority of this critical work is done by enzymes that have a single, super powerful atom right at their core, either molybdenum or, in some cases, tungsten.
All right, so how can one tiny little atom make that big of a difference? To figure that out, we need to zoom way in, past the surface of the enzyme, and look directly at its functional heart, the catalytic core. Okay, so an enzyme is a pretty complex structure. First, you've got the protein scaffold, which is kind of the overall framework that gives it shape. Then, tucked inside that is a special little pocket called the active site. That's the workshop where all the magic happens. But inside the workshop is the most important part of all, the tool itself, and that's known as the cofactor.
So what exactly is a cofactor? Well, think of the enzyme's big protein body as the handle of a screwdriver. The cofactor is the metal tip, the part that actually does the work on the screw. It's the non-protein part, often just a metal ion, that gives the enzyme all its catalytic power. Without that cofactor, the machine is totally useless.
And this is where it all comes together. That one single atom of molybdenum or tungsten sits right there, smack in the heart of the cofactor. It is the critical component. It's the absolute tip of the spear that lets the enzyme grab onto electrons and break that unbreakable nitrogen bond. The entire massive protein is built for one purpose, to perfectly position this one single atom to do its job.
Okay, so we've gone super deep into the microscopic details. Now let's pull back out of it. Because this incredible ability to manipulate electrons, it isn't some one-off trick. These enzymes, they belong to a huge and incredibly powerful family of what you could call reaction masters. They're all part of a class called Oxidoreductases. Now that sounds complicated, but their job is actually pretty easy to wrap your head around. They move electrons from one place to another. And that process, the transfer of electrons, is one of the most fundamental processes in all of biology. It powers everything from breathing to metabolism. And this is what makes them so special. These particular enzymes, the ones powered by molybdenum and tungsten, are the elite specialists within this giant family. They are nature's true masters of electron transfer, and they make some of the toughest and most essential chemical reactions possible for life to exist.
Okay, so we've gone from the vastness of the atmosphere all the way down to a single, crucial atom. Now, let's complete that journey. Let's zoom all the way back out and see why this one tiny atom matters on a global, planetary scale.
Just look at that number. It's staggering. Every single year, these microscopic machines, scattered in soil and water all over the planet, convert over 200 million metric tons of nitrogen from the air into a form that life can actually use. This single process is what holds up the entire global food web.
And what does all that fixed nitrogen do? Oh, just everything. It's the literal building block for our DNA and RNA. It's absolutely essential for putting together every single protein in our bodies. It's the foundation of all agriculture, and it drives the entire planet's nitrogen cycle. Without it, life as we know it would just grind to a halt.
I mean, just think about that for a second. All of it. The DNA in your cells, the proteins that let you move, the food on your plate, it all depends on this one process that hinges on a single tiny atom of molybdenum, or tungsten, perfectly placed inside a molecular machine. It's just an incredible example of how the absolute smallest parts can have the biggest consequences imaginable.
And it really leaves you with this fascinating thought, right? Life evolved to use these specific, kind of rare elements to solve what seemed like an impossible chemical problem. It just makes you wonder, what other ingenious solutions, what other atomic-level secrets are still hidden away in the beautiful and complex architecture of biology?